Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching this video. Today we are going to do a get ready with me. I'm going to share my proposal story with you guys. I'm so bummed I don't have my ring because it is being sized. It's been gone for like almost a week and I miss it so much. But a lot of you guys were so kind in my Q&A, like telling you guys that I got engaged, and you were wanting to hear the proposal story, and so I thought I'll just go ahead and do a get ready with me and share that with you guys. So if you want to hear that story and see what products I'm going to use today, I'm going to use some new stuff. Let's just go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and tape my eyes because I think I'm going to do my eyes first. I actually have a new palette I want to use. This was sent to me through HAUTELOOK. It's this Mercier Hidden Gems eyeshadow palette. I want to play with some of those colors today. I think they look really beautiful. It is actually a Tuesday when I'm filming this, and I am home from work today because I have strep throat. I went to the doctor yesterday. So my throat started hurting on probably like Thursday, and then Friday I woke up and I was like, oh god, this is so painful. And I couldn't even tell you the last time that I had strep throat. I was probably like 10, but now that I work at a children's hospital, I guess I'm just exposed a lot more to stuff. And so I thought, okay, I'm probably just getting a sinus infection because that's normally what happens when I get a sore throat. It's usually just a sinus infection. So I started taking some Mucinex on Friday, and I was like, all right, I'll knock this thing out, you know. I didn't feel any better over the weekend, and then Monday it was just like, I woke up and I feel like I'm swallowing knives, and the Mucinex wasn't helping, and I was like, all right, like whatever, I am gonna go to the doctor. So I went to the doctor, and he like looked in my throat, and then he just like literally touched my glands, you guys, like they're still sore. But he just like touched them right here, and I was like, oh, and he was like, oh yeah, you have strep throat. He was like, I'm not even going to test you for it. He's like, because that's definitely what it is. I was like, cool. And he's like, you need the antibiotics in you for at least 24 hours. And this was at like 4:30 yesterday. He was like, so you can't go to work tomorrow because you're still going to be contagious. I was like, okay, great. But the best thing about YouTube is that I can still film because you guys can't get sick through the camera. Alright, I think what I'm going to do is, so there's only two mattes in this palette. This one and then the black one. So I think I'll just start maybe with like a fluffy brush and then this one right here and just sort of set the crease a little bit. Oh, that's a pigmented matte shade. Okay, so proposal. Let's get into that. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I did get engaged if you didn't watch my Q&A video. It's still so weird to say that, but I have been with my boyfriend Corey now for a little over a year and a half. We've been together since April of 2017. That was our first date. We did meet on Bumble, if you guys don't know that story. So I had a high school boyfriend, and then I had a boyfriend like towards the end of college for maybe like 5 or 6 months, and then I was single for a really long time. I was single high school boyfriend to end of college boyfriend. So I just wasn't a huge like boy crazy date kind of person. And dates like really freaked me out. I would get like really bad anxiety. And like one time I was going on a date with this guy, and oh god, it was terrible. But I was about to get out of my car and like my legs froze. Like I couldn't even walk because I was just so anxious. And I don't really know why, because it's not like I cared what they thought, but just the simple fact of going on a date was terrifying. So when I was living at home, you know, there's just not a lot of room to meet people. And I'm not someone, like, I don't go to bars a lot or anything like that. So went on Bumble, and I went on a few different dates with some guys, you know, and then I met Corey, and we've been together ever since. Our first date was like 5 hours long. It was crazy. Anyways, okay. I think I want to do something a little neutral because I'm actually going to film my holiday lip video after this. So I don't want to do something so colorful because it's going to clash. So I might start with just this like really light shade right here. So we've been together since April of 2017, like I was saying, and we live probably like 30 minutes apart. He is still in school. He will graduate in May with a biblical studies degree. He wants to be a pastor. This shade is like really sparkly. I don't even know if you guys can like really see it on camera, but It's got like chunks of sparkle in it. And so we had been like talking probably about getting married for like, I don't know, I would say at least a good like 6 months. And probably like when we were together like a year, we were like, okay, like we can like seriously talk about this. And he knew that the earliest that I would accept a proposal would be around like Christmas time. So he proposed a few weeks before Christmas, but would be Christmas time of this year, because we're not going to get married while he's still in school, obviously, because that would only put our engagement like 4 months. And that just makes me anxious. And so, so he knew, like, that's how early I would accept. We started talking about, like, I told him, like, my dream engagement, what I wanted. I wanted my whole family to be there. And then I don't even know how to describe my relationship with them. I babysit them, I guess, but, like, not really. So, there are these two little girls. You probably see them all over my Instagram. I started watching the oldest one when I was in college, and I went through some rough stuff, and that summer I started watching her, and then they had the little one like 2 years later, and it was just like our families were just destined to be together. At the time, our parents were working at the same company, so, and I just fell in love, and now they're just a part of our family. And so, I call them like my girls, and so I really wanted my girls to be there, and if at all possible. Like, my family was a definite, and if the girls could be there, that would be even better. And Corey, you know, has watched them over the summer for them and stuff. He was the Manny. Like, the oldest one does have Down syndrome, and we will be like her guardians at some point when she is an adult. And so, yeah, like, I mean, he's like dead set on her living with us and everything like that. So I don't know what the future holds. I mean, she's only 5, so we got plenty of time to figure that out. But, so I was watching them. So the day he proposed, okay, no, let me backtrack. Sorry. I'm like all over the place. So we'd been talking about it for a while. He knew that like that would be my dream proposal in front of my family and everything like that. And then we were like, I mean, I was kind of like thinking about rings, like what I liked, what I didn't, because I'm just not that girl. I didn't grow up dreaming of a certain ring. So we go to Hocking Hills every year for our birthdays. I think now I'm just going to go in on the outer corner with this shade right here. It's like a little bit more bronzy. So we go to Hocking Hills every year for our birthdays, because both of our birthdays are in November. Well, I guess every year. We've done it the last 2 years so that we've been together. So, we did that this past November, and on the way home, we stopped at these outlet malls, and there was a Kay Jewelers outlet, and he's like, okay, I'm obviously not buying your ring today. He was like, but can we just go in and look so I know exactly what you like? And I was like, sure. And I totally thought I liked like a solitaire kind of setting. So, and like an oval or like a cushion, like something kind of simple but unique, you know? And so I saw that kind of stuff there, and I was like, yeah, like I like them, like we're good. So, you know, I knew that like we were on that path, I should say. Well, so then fast forward like 3 weeks, and it's the Bath & Body Works candle sale. And my mom and I go to the mall for the candle sale, and we did our thing at Bath & Body Works, and then we were walking back to our car, and we were walking, like, we passed Kay Jewelers, and she's like, oh, those Ever Us rings, like, I want to look at those, you know, like, they're, like, kind of like an anniversary ring, and so she was looking at those, seeing if she liked them. I don't know, I guess she wants one for my dad or something, and then she's like, let's look for you, and I was like, all right, Mom, like, whatever. And so we did, I'm just going back in with that first shade, by the way, just kind of blending everything out. So we did, and I was like, I didn't really see anything I really liked. So then we were walking back to our car, and like we parked where we had to walk through JCPenney. And she goes, have you ever looked here? And I was being such a brat. I was like, it's not like 1990. No, I'm not getting my engagement ring at JCPenney. Like, that's so tacky. Like, I was being such a brat. And so she's like, well, they have diamonds, like, just come on. And I was like, whatever. So we did. I was like, I'll just humor her, you know? Like, we were just out having fun. There wasn't anything serious, whatever. So lo and behold, I was like looking at some of these rings and I actually like really liked them. And I saw the ring that I ended up getting and I like put it on and tried it on and I was just obsessed. I feel like they took the best of vintage and the best of modern and put it into one. It came with a wedding band. It was on sale. It was like everything just lined up and was like, oh. And so I texted a picture of it to Corey because it was not a solitaire. Like it was something completely outside of what I thought I wanted. It's like a little bit more chunky, especially once you add the, sorry, I'm looking for my eyeliner. Especially once you add on the wedding band, it's like a lot more chunky than you think it's going to be. Where is my liquid liner? Hold, please. Okay, I found it, sorry. I think that's all I'm going to do for shadow. It's like not that great. It's kind of flaky. The shimmers, I might actually try to wet my brush. Let's actually move back to the shadow, shall we? So anyways, it was like nothing like what I wanted. And so I knew that I had to text him a picture of it. And I was like, oh, I really hope he didn't get a solitaire because it's actually not what I want. I thought I wanted that, but I don't. And so I sent him a picture and I was like, hey, babe. Like, I'm out with my mom, you know, told him the whole story. And I was like, I actually really love this. So like, you know, when you are in the market for a ring, like this is what I like. And if you could get this ring, that would be great. And he was like, yeah, like it's really cool. Like it's nothing like what you want. It kind of confuses me. And I was like, I know, I'm sorry, you know. And I kind of thought, oh crap, he like already got a solitaire ring, which was fine. But I was just kind of like, and so, yeah, these shadows work a lot better wet. And so I went ahead and I was, we were like texting that whole day and he's like, yeah, like, but it'll probably be gone by the time that I buy it and, you know, actually propose and stuff. And I was like, well, then why did you have me go look at rings with you, like, on our way home from Hocking Hills? Like, I was ticked. I was just like, this makes no sense to me. Like, it's so dumb. And he was like, I know, I'm sorry, like, I let you down. And I was like, whatever, like, I just don't want to talk about it anymore. It's fine, like, I just need to be patient. I know, it'll happen when it happens. Because he was like, I just want to wait to propose till I get out of school, you know. And I was just like, okay, well, you know, that's not what you were saying before. Like, I was just really confused and just kind of frustrated by the whole thing. And so, whatever, that was Saturday. So Sunday, we had planned to celebrate his birthday with my family, and like his dad was going to come over and like my whole family was going to be here and I had to watch the girls that day. I'd already committed to that because their parents were going to a football game, like a Cincinnati Bengals game. And so I was like going to watch them and they love like birthday cakes and stuff because they're at that age where it's really fun. So they were like, Corey's birthday party. So they were coming to Corey's birthday party. And so I was at church that day and then with him, obviously, and I was leaving and he's like, hey, I got to run to Walmart to get some shampoo because I'm out, but I'll meet you at your house. And I was like, all right, cool, see you then. So I knew he had like stuff to finish up at church or whatever, but it was like later than it was like he was, like I thought he would have been at my house by now. So I texted him like, hey, where are you? And he was like, so sorry, I am at Walmart. My car broke down. I'm waiting for AAA. And I was like so annoyed. I was like, alright, whatever, like, be safe, love you, okay. And I will say this, when I got home from church, my dad was not home. And I asked my mom, I was like, hey, where's dad? And she's like, oh, he went to go meet an old, like, coworker for lunch, or, like, and to be honest, like, that's not outside the norm for my dad. Like, my dad would totally do that. And so I was like, okay, whatever. And so, you know, like, the girls were there, I was distracted. Corey was like taking forever though, and I was like, my God, like how long does it take to wait for AAA? Like, what is going on? So he finally shows up and he like, usually if his car would have been broken down, he would have been like in such a bad mood, but he wasn't. And I was like, you seem like you're not upset about your car. And he was like, yeah, like it's actually wasn't a big problem. Like they just had to do something with the wires and the battery. And he's like, and you know, like I had coffee and stuff, and I was like, whatever, okay. just was kind of like, all right, he's just trying to make it a happy day. So then, what was I going to say? Oh, this is an important part of the story. So when he got to my parents' house, my mom gave him his birthday gift. So he had already opened his birthday present from my parents. So that's an important part for later. So we're sitting there, you know, whatever. Everyone gets there. We do dinner. And then we start singing happy birthday to him. And after we sing happy birthday, he blows out his candles and stuff. No one is really, like, moving to, like, get the cake off the table, get the ice cream out of the freezer, like, normal birthday stuff. I just jacked up this eyeliner. Great. Okay, so I just had to fix that. So like I was saying, like, no one, after we sang happy birthday, no one was, like, getting the cake, getting up, getting the ice cream out of the freezer, all that. And Corey goes, so are there any presents? And I look at him and I'm like, that is so rude. Like, who asks that? Like, you're 28 years old. Like, what are you doing? And I was, like, so annoyed by that because I just thought it was so incredibly rude. And then my sisters, like, give him a card and he, like, you know, gets a gift card. He's like, oh, you know, thanks, da 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 da. And then he goes, so is there anything else? And I was like, Corey, like, my parents already gave you a gift. Like, what are you doing? And then he goes, well, like, I actually have something for Andrea. And I was just like, and he's like, and he asked the 2 little girls I babysit, he goes, you want to help me ask her something? And I, at that point, like, I knew what was coming, and I was just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he gets down on one knee in front of my entire family, in front of the girls, in front of his dad, and, like, the little 3-year-old's, like, right next to him, like, she's a part of the show. The 5-year-old is, like, kind of in front of us, and then everyone's, like, over here, and they're all taking pictures of us. She thinks everyone's taking pictures of her, so she's just saying cheese the whole time. And I just start going, like, kind of cursing. And then I was like, there's, like, glitter all over my friggin' face right now. Hold on, I need to get a makeup wipe. Okay, sorry, I just, like, had to get this stuff off my face. And so I just start, like, saying curse words, and I'm like, oh my god, like, what's happening? I start crying, and then, you know, I hear him, he, like, is saying all these, like, really sweet things. And then and then I say yes, obviously, and he, like, won't get up off his knee, and I was like, I said yes, like, stand up, and he was like, I'm trying to put the ring on your finger, and you keep moving your hands. And so he, like, stood up and put the ring on my finger, and then we just, like, hugged, and we both were crying, and then, you know, my whole family was there, and I hugged them, and I showed them, and stuff like that. So it was the ring that I texted him a picture of, which was awesome. And so like I said, we had been talking about it. I kind of knew it was coming at some point. And I just used the Moisture Lock Primer from e.l.f. I've been loving that. So and I'm going to go in with this L'Oreal Infallible foundation that I did a first impressions on. So my entire family was there and everything like that. So we had been talking about it. And so I knew that it was coming. But I didn't know when, and he really wasn't even planning on doing it that day. But once I texted him a picture of that ring and told him, like, how obsessed with it I was, he was like, I just knew that I had to make it happen. Like, that was your dream ring. We were all going to be there together like you wanted the very next day. Like, I just knew that this had to go down. Like, I couldn't sleep on this. This was the best ring, best opportunity, best, like, everything for you, and I just had to make it happen. So within, like, 24 hours, he literally was like, he texted my dad, like, hey, I need you to meet me for lunch tomorrow. Like, so after church, his car didn't break down at Walmart. He was having lunch with my dad. My dad wasn't having a lunch with a coworker. He was having lunch with Corey. And Corey asked for my hand, and then once my dad said yes, he went and bought the ring. Corey did, not my dad. Corey went and bought the ring and proposed that night. So it was like he texted my sisters, they knew it was going to happen. And so he just was like, you know, I knew exactly how you wanted it, and then once I had that ring that you just had to have, I just was like, all right, I don't know when this opportunity is going to happen, you know, until Christmas where we're all going to be there, but then the girls wouldn't be there, and, like, his dad might not be there, and so we were just like, he was like, I just had to make it happen. So he did, and I am completely obsessed with my ring. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get it back. It was like a half size too big, so unfortunately we had to get it resized. But other than that, it is perfect. Oh god, it hurts doing my makeup down here because my glands are so swollen. It's just so perfect. I love it so much. And yeah, so I'm officially engaged, and to be honest, I don't really know, like, we were both kind of like, okay, once the holidays are over, we'll, like, sit down and actually, like, really talk about it and try to plan and whatever. I personally could care, not, like, care less, but I don't really care about a giant wedding. I loved planning my sister's weddings. Like, I loved helping them. I thought it was so fun, and I thought when I got engaged, like, I was going to have the time of my life planning my wedding. It was going to be like the best thing. I remember my sister, my one sister, she kept talking about like how overwhelming it all was. And I was like, what are you, crazy? Like, this is so fun. Like, how do you think this is overwhelming? I was an idiot. Because now that it's me, like, making the decisions, I'm like, ooh, this is like really overwhelming. And like just looking at venues, and I'm like, it's so expensive for legit like no reason. Like, it's a room. Why is this so much money? So, I don't know. I like the idea of getting married in February of 2020 because I like the numbers like 2 something 20, you know, like 28, 20, 21, 20, 215, 20. Like, I don't know why I like the 2s. I don't know. I just like the way it sounds and the way it looks. So, I love that, and I've always wanted a winter wedding, so I feel like that would work out really well. Yeah, so I mean, we've talked a little bit about stuff, but nothing like serious. We haven't done any like for real planning. I just used my Catrice corrector, and I'm going to go in with this Hello Fab First Aid Beauty Bendy Avocado Concealer. I've been really liking this stuff lately. And so, yeah, so that's kind of the whole story, and that's where we are wedding planning wise. I don't really know details or anything like that, or even like a for sure date. It's just kind of like a, yeah, that sounds good kind of thing. We won't have it be really big. I don't want a really big wedding. I want it to be small. I want it to be simple. I want it to be fun. I am just so looking forward to being married. Like, we are not living together before we're married. So that part is like super exciting for us. And I like literally Sunday night, I looked at him and I was like, I always have somebody to play games with now. Like, I was so excited that like, we love to play games, and like now I just have my person with me all the time to like play games with, and to like, and I was like, and we can like do laundry and cook dinner together every night, and like we never have to go home. Like, it'll be so fun. And so I'm really, really looking forward to that part of marriage, of just kind of like doing life together. The wedding will obviously be like fun and special because that's like the start of it, you know, but that's not like life. It's just a day, you know, not just a day, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the daily grind in and out of it all, you know? It's just more of like the solidifying day. So, I don't know. I'm really excited to be married and start our life together. I mean, I'm only 26, so I do feel like I have, you know, plenty of time left before my eggs are all dried up, or whatever people say. I don't know. If we want to have biological children, and which, I mean, we do. We also, you know, have talked about adoption at some point in the future, and kind of what that looks like for our family, and all of that. But that's just what I'm so excited about, is to be like his family. Like, we are going to be together. We are going to have our family, and that's just something that I am like so looking forward to. This is the Maybelline Fit Me loose powder that I just set my under eyes with. Love it so much. So yeah, so it's just like a really exciting time, and it's fun and overwhelming and all of those good things. I'm just going to use my Milani Conceal and Perfect Shine Proof powder to set the whole face. Yeah, so that's kind of what happened when I got engaged. That's my proposal story, you guys. It took all of the eyes and some of the face to tell you. So yeah, so that's just kind of what went down, and it was the perfect, exactly what I wanted, the ring I wanted, the guy I wanted, like, it's just everything. And yeah, so I always just kind of knew in the back of my mind, like, I didn't date a lot, I didn't really feel the need to like hook up with people or anything like that. I just always knew in my mind that my day would come, and I, you know, Like, it was just always going to be there, and I knew that. I was just never super boy crazy. I wasn't really any of that. I just always knew that, like, someday everything would fall into place, and it totally has. And, you know, Corey is somebody who has stretched me beyond belief. Like, there are parts of him and parts of our life that definitely can grow me, and it's so scary, but it's so exciting, and I've seen myself mature and just grow, and in kind of in ways that I didn't even know that I needed to, if that makes any sense. I'm going to go in with this Milani Flowers of Love blush palette. I just used my Essence Luminous Matte Bronzer. This video is all over the place. So yeah, so there are just things like he just totally knows everything about me. He, like, sees me, and he still just loves me so unconditionally, and that's how I feel about him. And it's just a really nice feeling to not have to fake it, to not have to try. Like, don't get me wrong, we have to, like, try. Like, so there are some days that, like, it's harder than others, or, you know, there are moments, I don't want to say days, I guess there are moments that are harder than others, you know, because that's just life. But it's like, we have agreed that, like, we are together for a much bigger reason than ourselves. Like, we are together to bring glory to God and to try to do what he has in our life planned for us. And so it just kind of helps put things in perspective. And, you know, when you make it less about yourselves, it's, like, a lot easier, actually. I'm going to take just this, like, blush topper highlighter kind of thing and just throw that on top. Nothing too fancy today. I'm not feeling 100%. I would say yesterday I would have told you my pain tolerance is probably, like, at an 8 or a 9. Like, my pain tolerance? No, my pain, like, in my throat was at, like, an 8 or a 9. Like, it was terrible. Felt like I was, like, swallowing knives. And then this morning I woke up and I would say my pain is at, like, a 3. The doctor prescribed penicillin. That will just, like, knock you right out. That stuff is, like, no joke. I took 2 doses yesterday, because I had to take it 3 times a day. I took 2 doses yesterday, and then this morning I woke up and I was like, whoa, I'm, like, not 100%, but I feel, like, significantly better. And then I took it again this morning. So my throat still hurts a little, but, like, ugh, it doesn't feel like I'm swallowing knives anymore. So, I mean, that's the best thing ever. Okay, I don't really feel like my wings are that even, but whatever. I'm going to go back in with this palette here, and I'm just going to take this shade. It's like a creamy beige. Like, it's not super light, but it's not, like, dark either. I don't really know how to describe it. It's like I mean, it's definitely on the lighter side, but I feel like it does add a little bit of shadow just under the lash line here, and I don't feel like my wings are even. It's driving me insane. Want them to be. For my brows, I just used my Joa Beauty Brow Down to Me pencil. Love that so much. So the only, like, highlight shade in this palette is this one right here, and it's, like, really kind of chunky, so I don't think I want to use that on my eyeballs because I don't want it to, like, flake into that. So I usually just, like, reach in my highlighter drawer for whatever. I'll just use my LA Colors strobing powder. I love this stuff. Just to highlight the inner corner and the brow bone, because I want it to be like a lighter kind of winged eyeliner kind of look, you know, like that classic. Got a little warmth in there, but not too much. Yeah, I just feel like that shadow's kind of like falling out everywhere. Very sparkly. Okay. Now for mascara, I actually grabbed this new one from the drugstore. This is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist mascara. I did get the waterproof one. Where's my lash color? So that is what I'm going to be using as soon as I can find my lash curler. If you guys have any, like, money saving tips for weddings, let me know. Like, if you did things on the cheaper side, again, let me know. Not that I, like, can't do a wedding. I just am like, why? Like, it's so, I just would rather put that money towards a house for us and, like, our life You know what I mean? Like, I just don't feel the need to have like this giant expensive wedding. So this mascara, it's kind of like their take, I think, on like the Better Than Sex from Too Faced, the L'Oreal Paradise. Like, it's that hourglass kind of shaped brush. And I always like to wear, well, not always, but usually I like to wear waterproof mascara. Just because I do get some like smudgies down here. I feel like this is a wet formula, and I typically like more dry, just because I feel like they build on my lashes a little bit better. But we shall see. Okay, so brush the hair, put on a cuter top. Oh, I got the hanger mark. That's the worst. Oh, that's gonna drive me nuts. I might have to change my shirt now. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to deal with that. But for lips, I'm going to, let's see here. I kind of want to throw on something, I might do this. This is Succulent Cherry from Covergirl. Since I am filming that holiday video after this, I kind of want to be a little festive. And this is a great, like, orangey red. Okay, so I'm obsessed with this cherry, like, orangey red lip. I think it's so beautiful. Love that from CoverGirl. The new mascara that I tried, I mean, it's not amazing. It didn't, like, knock my socks off, but I'm also not looking at my lashes like, ew, I hate them. So, we'll see. This might have to kind of grow on me a little bit. This Laura Mercier Hidden Gems palette, I don't think there's anything hidden gem about this. Like, it's not terrible, but for the price of it, I just don't think it's worth it. You don't get a whole lot of mattes. You get two. The shimmers are really kind of flaky and dry. I just don't love this palette. I think if it was like $4, I would probably believe it, but with the price tag, I would just say skip out on it. It's so not worth it. Love the Hello Fab First Aid Concealer. I love my L'Oreal foundation. Everything else is kind of like tried and true products. So thank you guys again for watching this video and just giving me all the love for my engagement. I really appreciate it. You guys have been so kind. If you haven't subscribed, make sure that you do, and I will catch you guys here in my next video. Bye!